What is going on? How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is having a good day, good week so far, whenever you're watching. Anyway, we have some college football playoff talk. So we're gonna briefly speed through each game, kind of point out some details of the game that I think could make a difference for certain teams and kind of give my predictions. So we're gonna run through this super fast. First game, Alabama versus Oklahoma. This is probably the best game of the week. You could argue this one and the Miami and Texas Tech one, or Texas A&M one, I'm sorry. But Alabama and Oklahoma is my game of the week. We running back again. This is part two of the year. First thing that comes to mind is I think it's going to be a low scoring game. Two good defenses, two shaky offenses, I would say, as Ty Simpson and the whole Alabama squad, they've had kind of a tough time getting going down the stretch of the season. Like we saw it against Oklahoma in the first matchup. We saw it against Georgia in the SEC championship. We saw it against even Auburn. They kind of faded down the stretch. This Oklahoma defense, they're no joke. I think a big key to this game, if you're Alabama, is you have to get the run game going. That is a necessity in this game. Their biggest weakness on the season has been their run game. They haven't been able to establish it. If you look back at the last Oklahoma game, Ty Simpson threw like almost 50 passes. I think he threw 47 passes. And a big part of that in this Kalen DeBoer offense is because you can't get a run game established, and you have to have a run game established. In the SEC championship, Alabama rushed for negative yardage. You can't do that against this Oklahoma team. Like even if it involves Ty Simpson getting it going with his legs, got to give this Oklahoma defense some kind of different looks, keep them on their toes a bit. Oklahoma's defense had Ty Simpson rattled a bit in the first game. They had pressure on the quarterback a good bit. I don't know if he will be able to sit in the pocket and make throws all around the field in this game because he had trouble doing that last game. Because, like I said, Oklahoma's defense, they're going to get to the ball. Our Mason Thomas is back this week. He wasn't there at the last game. That's a big difference maker for this Texas A&M defense. Or, I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Texas A&M. This Oklahoma defense. You know, last game, you can make a point that Alabama kind of had them beat at one time. They lost the game solely by turning the ball over. They lost the turnover battle. Oklahoma forced three turnovers, one being a pick six that Ty Simpson threw. And I think if Alabama wins the turnover battle in that game, you can make a case that they win that game pretty easily. And I think special teams is also very important here. Keys for Alabama, got to get the run game going, win the turnover battle, don't turn the ball over. And it wasn't just them making mistakes turning the ball over, it was Oklahoma going in and forcing these fumbles, forcing these picks. It was Oklahoma's defense's work. It wasn't Alabama just playing bad ball. So Oklahoma, John Mateer, you have to get him going. He's got to have a solid game. That thumb's looking better now. He's starting to get it going through the air a little bit. I still don't think he's capable of fully beating a team through the air. Got to use his legs a little bit. We saw that type of John Mateer earlier in the season where he's sitting there running through guys. We hadn't seen that since then. We haven't seen that since his injury. Maybe it has something to do with the injury. I'm not sure. This defense is good enough to keep you in the game if you just go out there and play okay. We've seen it all season. Oklahoma, if you put up 24 to 28 points, I really like your odds here. Maybe 30. It's going to be tough for them to put up 30 against this Alabama defense. Put up 24 to 28. I think you're sitting in a pretty nice spot because I think your defense can hold Alabama to under that, especially if you do get some pressure on Ty Simpson pretty early. I'm super split on my pick here. I flip-flopped about 20 times already. Brett Venables does have Kalen DeBoer's number in these games so far. It's hard to see that trend continue. I think Alabama's eventually going to pull one out, and it feels like this could be the spot. College football playoffs, moment is huge, do or die. That's just the way Alabama has played. Like every year, it seems like, even under this Kalen DeBoer team, they get up when they have to get up. But then again, with the way that Alabama has played these past few weeks, not just all season, but these past few weeks, it's tough to go against this rugged, physical Oklahoma defense. I'll take Oklahoma to win in a very low scoring game, gritty defensive game. I think it's going to be a good one no matter what, though. I'll take Oklahoma. I don't think they cover. I think it's a close game, but actually, I don't even know what the spread is, so I can't say that.